All right, so ahead of our 20th anniversary of the toilet paper wedding dress contest, we thought it would be great to chat with past winners and see what their experience was like with the contest and to see what they've been up to. So today we have Susan Brennan, a multiple winner of the toilet paper wedding dress contest and a toilet paper wedding dress designer extraordinaire. So, hi Susan, how are you?
Hi. Sorry, that last part cut out, but I'm doing good. Thank you for the warm welcome.
We're going to start off with what inspired you to first enter the contest and how did you hear about it?
I first heard about the contest on the news. I happened to turn it on one night and they talked about this contest out there. I feel like they said this really silly contest. And it was describing the contest where you can make a wedding dress out of toilet paper. And of course I heard and I'm like, ooh, I want to do that. I'm going to do that. And so I did.
So you were instantly inspired.
Instantly. Yeah, it was a creative project. I had just gotten out of design school and I thought that would be a great way to challenge myself.
Nice.
And how did you come up for the idea of your first winning dress? And in general, how do you come up with ideas for your dresses?
The first dress, I feel like I had watched something on how to make roses, and then that's what I did for the whole skirt. And then by the time the top came around, I needed something to coordinate with it, so I just made something up, and that's generally how I design my dresses. Is I'll have an idea, and then from there, working with toilet paper doesn't always work out the way you think it will. It takes you in different directions, and so it's usually just trial by error, so it works, and continue to create.
Which is a great segue too. What challenges did you encounter while creating your dress? And you can answer to your first winning dress, your second, your third, and how did you overcome them?
Challenges I encountered, the toilet paper rips really easily. Even if you have it with tape or glue, it still tends to, especially when you're making a whole garment dress that quite heavy. Because when you add all that stuff to it, it does get heavy as well. So making sure that it didn't rip when being worn was always a challenge. I never gave myself enough time to work on it. So that was always a challenge, trying to rush and not sleep and just get done.
One of the things you're famous for.
Very last minute on it. I always wanted
attention to detail too, that for sure.
It is true.
Yeah, I never give myself enough time. So there's always like a prep system that I'm working with that I think helps with creativity, but not with sleep. And then I really like detail. So up close, I want it to look really beautiful and from afar.
And you were definitely an expert at that.
Yeah.
And Susan, what advice would you give to somebody who was thinking about entering the toilet paper wedding dress contest?
Okay, advice I'd give to somebody else that I don't personally take would give yourself a lot of time. A lot of time. It takes much longer than expected because you're creating everything, and just have fun. It can be really fun. There's a great group of people.
Yes, true. How has winning the contest impacted your life, your career? One of them, how it has impacted your life?
I'm known as the tpdress girl from some people, and you can Google my name with toilet now, which I could never do before.
Right.
I think it also helped me with the current job I'm at. They thought that was so cool that I had made these dresses and entered the contest.
Yes.
So what is your current job now?
I work for a company that makes clothing
Oh,
out of fabric.
fabric. Nice.
So we've known you through several different career paths because we've known you for quite some time now.
I still teach yoga too.
You do goat yoga or just any type of yoga?
I haven't found yoga out here. I know they have it, but I haven't found a place to teach at. So just human yoga.
And you did start out, you were a Detroit Piston cheerleader when we first met you, is that right?
I was that for a while.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was really fun.
So you've had quite an eclectic career. I think that's so interesting. If your toilet paper dress, one of them, were to be worn by a celebrity, who would you like to see wearing it and why?
I think I would want to see Heidi Klum wearing it because I'm a huge Project Runway fan and the unconventional challenge was always my favorite. And that's pretty much what this is.
Right.
And if Tim Gunn was there to like help encourage me along the way, make it work, that'd be great.
I don't know if you necessarily need encouragement, but okay.
I don't know, it's always nice.
I know. Can you describe what it felt like when you first, and especially the first time you won, how you felt?
Well, the first time I won, I remember getting the phone call from you guys. I was at a different job. I was in the back room and it was over the phone because the contest was held in Florida that year and you guys had a whole thing. And then my dog would like to say hello. I was in the back room and I got this call and I was just shaking and excited and yeah, so excited.
Nice.
Of all the times you've entered, what was your
It's just
absolute
been
favorite year that you entered and why?
I don't remember what year it was exactly. It was a year, well, I have a few favorites. I think it was my third win. That one was really exciting because my parents were there and my dress had like this big reveal moment. So that was a really cool year. And I feel like the prize money was bigger that year.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That was 2014.
14.
Mm-hmm.
At the sanctuary, right?
Yeah, on the rooftop. That was the year where my model was in my dress, but then she became sick. And so at the last minute, you guys were trying to find somebody to wear it. And I ended up putting it on because that I always do my dresses so last minute that we knew it would fit me because I always do them last minute and just have to be like, can somebody take some photos so I can send this in and enter?
You're always your own model in your photos when you first enter.
That's not really by choice, it's out of convenience. But it worked out in my favor that time because my parents helped me just like zip into the dress and then I got to walk and do all that fun stuff that day.
Well, they were there, that worked out perfectly. It all lined up, right?
They were like my pit crew, like helping me get into that thing.
It worked out perfectly for us as well. And on that same note, that was one of the years, we're going to talk about you and TV. That was one of the years that you were on the Today Show. I think you were on the Today Show twice.
Yes.
Okay. So that was a year and it was cool because your parents were there and it was really nice. And was that not the 10th anniversary when you won the lifetime supply of toilet paper?
That was the 10th anniversary.
That's a big year.
That was a big year.
That was a big year. Even for us, it was a big year.
Yeah.
So also in 2019, a few years ago, pre-pandemic, it was our last contest before the pandemic. We had a TV special on the TLC network, highlighting the contest and you were a part of it. What was your experience like? And be honest.
Okay, so that one I didn't know what to expect because I haven't really worked with TV in that sense.
Mm-hmm.
I had done some stuff, with cheerleading, but most of that's like live, I guess. And this was live, but yet timed differently. So I will say the crew was fantastic. But everything just took a lot longer to do compared to the contest in past years. So it was a bit exhausting.
It was like 2 days as opposed to a few hours. So
yeah, and
weird.
You put so much work into the dresses, and then when they're being worn for much longer too, things kind of happen.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it was a fun journey. It was, I think, stressful for everybody, and it was just so different than how we had done all the contests, but it was an adventure.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I feel like the vibe was very different when the cameras were off versus on. It's like when I would perform, all of a sudden you put a camera on and you're like, oh. Like you just act different. You don't mean to, but
it's not on purpose. You can't help it. No one can.
Yeah, you just think about like, oh, this is gonna be seen, and I
Yeah,
want
so
to do
one
my
day we'll
best.
tell you the story about how Laura and I were asked to act,
Oh,
how that turned out, because it wasn't good.
Let's just say, Hollywood isn't, ringing off the hook over here
Right.
for our acting skills.
Yeah.
Okay, so,
well, I mean, have you taken classes in acting?
no, and no, and
Yeah.
don't really want to.
No.
We'll just stick to the contest.
Yeah,
Try to make it as fun as possible.
definitely.
Yeah. If you were to create a themed collection of dresses made of toilet paper, what would your theme be?
Ooh, you can go anywhere with that. I don't really know exactly. I tend to theme my dresses just ever so slightly so I can have kind of a point to go to because my mind can be a little all over the place. Um, but what would my theme be? I really like bohemian girl that's a free spirit. So it would be along those lines, some kind of free bird wedding dress collection.
I like
I
that.
would say that's kind of where you go with your designs. It's young, free-spirited type.
Yeah.
Yeah, something with like beads and fringe.
Yeah, definitely. How would you describe your winning dress? We've been asking people in 3 words, and you have 3 choices of dresses. So maybe the first one.
The first one, I don't think I named that one. I know the second one was my bohemian cupcake dress.
But how would you describe, like 3 words to
Describe.
describe?
Oh, okay. I would say whimsical, elegant, and detailed.
Yes.
Definitely.
Perfect. Yeah, definitely.
How about any of the others?
Oh, that applied to all 3.
It really does.
Actually, yeah.
It's funny because it totally applies to all 3, yet they were all of your dresses are so very different. And I love that because you have so many techniques and you do so many different types of techniques, and you don't just stick with one thing that you're really, really good at, because you're good at every technique that you try. So even though there is kind of a theme amongst them, they're also different. And I love that about your dresses.
I would
Well,
add,
thank you. I always try to do something different so you guys don't see the same thing. I'm trying to impress
Right.
you guys, basically.
And you do.
and I
One year I bought a loom to weave a dress. Yeah.
crazy. What one thing I would add to what Laura said is many years in a row when we would receive your dress and we were always waiting for that dress, we would see at least one, usually more elements that we had never seen before.
Yeah.
You always innovated the ideas of how to, and we've seen your work kind of copycatted or like some of your elements,
Which is a huge compliment.
Yeah.
Huge.
Huge. And it's true. It is absolutely true.
I feel like with all the great designers doing these dresses, it's really hard to come up with original ideas now.
Right?
So hard.
So hard.
What was the most surprising or unexpected thing that you learned during the process of creating any of your toilet paper wedding dresses?
The most surprising thing I learned, I guess just say what you're able to come up with because you have tape, glue, needle thread, and toilet paper. So the ability to create buttons or closures and a beautiful wearable gown is pretty surprising and impressive in itself.
Your closures and how your dresses fit together and are able to be closed is beyond. That is not only a skill, it's definitely a gift. And to do that with toilet paper is just amazing.
And something we kind of set as the bar, really, hers.
Oh, good. It's so important though,
It
because
is.
to be able to get in and out of the dress and not have it fall apart,
Right.
some key elements right there. So
Absolutely.
for newcomers, definitely put some emphasis on how the dress is going to open and close.
Agree. If we could tell
Great
everybody that,
advice.
definitely agree.
Yeah, that's great advice.
You have been in almost 20 years, our winningest
Mhm.
contestant. You won the grand prize 3 times and I think second place twice.
I think so.
Yeah.
Twice.
So like you are the winningest title wise. And next year being our 20th anniversary, you're gonna come back, right?
No pressure. I don't know what's in this 20th year. And
Well,
how long do I have? Because,
Well, you've been warned.
okay.
So
our
you
20th
have
anniversary,
a long time to, sketch it out minimally.
you have been such a big part of our history. I feel like you've seen our kids grow up. We've seen you grow up.
Yeah.
Your family's been a big part. Like, you're just such a big part of our history. It would be so amazing to have you at our 20th celebration, because we really want to make it the absolute best one ever. And
And we missed you this
be
past
complete
fall.
without you.
And we missed you.
Yes, you guys too. The last few years have just kind of been long and short all in one.
Exactly.
I get it.
And there was a crazy TP shortage where I think our dresses could have gone for a lot of money.
Oh yeah.
Hey, we wrote a whole article about that, how we maybe had the most expensive wedding gown in the world.
Yeah,
Because we do have some.
for sure. I will say, my mind is always still thinking about toilet paper dresses. I feel like once you enter, you like can't give it up, especially if you enter multiple times.
True.
So I'm always still like, how could I create that or make a really cool TP dress? So if time allows.
Okay, deal.
Yeah.
And we'll never beg, but we will push. We will push for sure.
We're hoping
Okay.
to get your creative juices going right now, so you're in your mind at least
Yeah,
thinking
thinking about it. Yeah, definitely.
about ideas.
Do you have
Okay.
anything-
Then I have to give myself some time. I will say I don't think I've created my favorite dress yet or my best dress yet.
Ooh, that got us excited.
Oh, I got goosebumps.
Well, because I always have these grand ideas and then I take too long making all the details.
Well, we're
And then I
trying
have to kind of
to-
cut them short.
Yeah, we're trying to change it up a little bit, make it a little more exciting, and give you guys something to kind of go on. So it'll be good.
All right.
Something you'll do well with.
Absolutely.
So is there anything else you want to add or ask us or?
What makes you so excited besides just getting to see a bunch of people putting out their top creativity towards the challenge?
Besides that, that's a big one. But I think it's, we really love our community we've built. So just like getting everybody back excited about it and coming together and all of that. And, we're still in touch with people who haven't been in for years. We
Right.
love them all. And that's a big part. We really enjoy that a lot. And
My-
we never
Oh,
get
it's a great.
dresses. We never get sick of dresses. Never.
To me, one of my favorite things about the contest, and it never gets old, is when we are waiting for the deadline to approach and the dress pictures start coming in. It's better than waiting for Christmas as a kid.
It really is.
We were like so excited to see who's entered from previous contests. It's so exciting to see brand new people. And a lot of times a brand new person has won the contest, which is super exciting.
Not many
And
times.
just to see the dresses, like for the very first time, and when the deadline is approaching, we're on our computers like this until the actual
11
minute. Like, and then she's texting me, did you see so-and-so's dress? Oh my God. That is so exciting, and that keeps us going just to see the.
And up there with that is when we get to call the top 10.
Yeah,
We
that's
like
fun.
that day too. So there's a lot of elements that we love and we never get sick of, ever.
I don't even know if that was the question, but.
That's the best question.
I'm trying to think what else. Yeah, I don't know if I have anything else.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for doing
Yes.
this with us. We really appreciate it. And we look forward to seeing you next year.
Yes.
Absolutely. And
Can you give away any secrets about next year's big 20th?
Oh, nobody knows this. This is literally a real secret. Nobody knows, and nothing's, we're just working on stuff, but we're considering, and maybe we'll get your opinion about this. We really love the idea of doing a Met Gala theme
Met Gala inspired.
Inspired. So it's like, not, you don't just have, you could do a wedding dress, but you could do any type of like outrageous Met Gala gown. And we're kind of thinking about that, kind of opens things up a little bit. What do you think?
Like,
I think it's cool. I wonder what your like rules would be with that, just because there's, I don't know, I'm just so curious. My mind is kind of like, woo. But some of the
actually
Met
not
Gala
much
dresses look
different
like the toilet
rules-wise.
paper.
Not much different rules wise for now.
Okay.
You're thinking color?
That was kind of one of the first things, just because,
Yeah,
you know, you can only do so much with like glue or glitter for
right.
color, or I feel like so many people have bought up that vintage toilet paper already.
Yeah.
Frank
Not a
owns it
ton
all,
of
so
supply.
Frank has it all in a cellar somewhere.
I know, and that stuff's so expensive.
Yeah,
I was always kind of cheap designer because I didn't have crazy funds, basically.
you didn't need it
So I
though.
would, well, thanks, but I just wanted to use the materials, and I know Frank works that way too. It's just like working with the materials and not adding a ton of other, yeah.
Right.
There are some newer to us companies that are making some kind of bold toilet paper colors.
Oh,
How easy they are to get here. We're not sure about the sponsorship situation as of yet. So, but it is something in my mind, because when I saw that, I was like, Met Gala gown, toilet paper dress, for sure. So I don't
yeah,
know. We'll see.
Met Gala usually has a theme too. Not always, but
Right.
usually.
We're still talking about that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but it's gonna
Super cool.
at least be inspired by. So
Yeah.
Oh, I will say too, I was using my sewing machine the other day and I had to do something and there was little bits of toilet paper still in it. It's been years.
it's never gonna go away. Never gonna be cleaned out of there 100. You have to buy a new machine.
It's like glitter, you find it forever and ever, same.
Yeah.
We really do appreciate that you have been a part of our history and part of this contest, and you have made it, you've set the bar really high and made the contest really amazing. So we really thank you for that.
Well, I thank you ladies for having it, and I'm very grateful to be included.
Thanks again so much.
You're welcome. You want to see my dog?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, you have a great rest of your day. Bye, Wiley. You're such a sweetie. Take care.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.